At the nation's top office, President Moon Jae-in met with the visiting Emir of Qatar. During the sit-down, the duo agreed to upgrade their country's comprehensive partnership. Shin Se-min has the highlights from that session.
President Moon Jae-in's first diplomatic schedule of the year, a summit meeting with Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, the visiting Emir of Qatar, in which they discussed strengthening their country's ties both economically and culturally.
한국과 카타르 양국이 소중한 친구이자 전방위적 동반자로서 다양한 분야에서 우호 협력 관계를 발전시켜 오고 있는 것을 아주 기쁘게 생각합니다. 오늘날 양국 간 교역 규모는 170억 불에 달하며 많은 한국 기업들이 카타르에 진출하여 인프라 건설과 경제 발전에 기여를 해왔습니다.
A large chunk of that trade volume comes from Seoul's imports of liquefied natural gas from the Gulf state, with industry data showing that more than 30% of Korea's total LNG imports comes from Qatar. And in a gesture that would help bring the two sides closer than ever, Qatar say it will consider buying 60 new LNG carriers from Seoul. The two leaders discuss ways for South Korean firms in Qatar to grow in several areas, including smart farming and smart grid technology, in addition to the sectors of energy and construction where they mainly are now. Korea and Qatar have also agreed to forge closer ties in Qatari maritime affairs, with two sides promising to exchange related technologies and proceed with joint research projects as Qatar plans to ease its dependence on foreign countries for food. Solidifying their cooperation even further through cultural ties, the two sides also exchanged their experience in hosting global sporting events, especially with Qatar now prepping for the 2020 FIFA World Cup, the first time for the event to be hosted by a country in the Middle East.
The 1988 Summer Olympics in Seoul, the 2002 Asian Games in Busan, the 2002 FIFA World Cup, and the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics. Seoul has experience in hosting multiple large sporting events. We will study those experiences and will be sure to ask for support.
And that support will start with transportation infrastructure on land and on the sea. President Moon having suggested introducing Qatar buses that run on compressed natural gas as the Gulf state readies to welcome the world for the 2020 World Cup. Shin Se-min, Arirang News.